All right, tubers, I got another book review for you. I just finished this book, EMP, Equipping Modern Patriots, written by a guy named Jonathan Hollerman. He's an ex-U.S. Air Force SEER instructor. And I've read quite a few of these books. So they're getting to be kind of where they're starting to compare against each other. This is another guy who is not an experienced literary writer. He's just a guy, just like us. And the story he tells, in some ways, is a little simplistic, and in some ways, is a lot more realistic than some of the other ones I've written or read. I haven't written any of these yet. The story starts out with a guy, Sean, who wakes up and smells the coffee and figures out that something's not up and starts prepping for it. And him and his friends actually equip a retreat and then think of pretty much everything. And the next thing you know, the EMP attack actually occurs. And in this case, it's a HEMP attack, a high altitude electromagnetic pulse. It's a nuclear warhead exploded outside of our atmosphere, and it triggers a very sharp, a very aggressive magnetic pulse when it touches the ground, and fries everything electronic and brings down the grid at the same time. I'll have to do a separate video on EMP threats themselves, but in this case, that's what this one was. It was a high altitude electromagnetic pulse. So everything electronic fried, and he does his best to warn everybody, and then takes his wife and bags to his retreat. First he goes to his family farm, and then he goes out to the retreat. The struggles that he has is what makes this book a little more realistic. We don't have some of the other books, there gets to be a warlord involved in some kind of gigantic military terrorist machine going, and the whole thing just gets stretched pretty thin. And this one, it's more of guys trying to take stuff from other guys. I mean, they get hungry, the kids get hungry, so they go take stuff. And how do you deal with it? And that's why this does. It was kind of dragging in the middle. I was really not having great hopes for it. And then the author tied it all up at the end. It was pretty well. I'm not going to tell you how the story goes or how it ends, but it's worth reading. It really is. There is some information in between the lines in the reading, and some I don't know what you call it, recommendations for equipment between the lines, and that's all fine. Whatever works for a guy, you know. Personally, I've been all around the world, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've never seen anything that could compare with an EMP attack. No one has. No military has ever gone through it. No nation has ever gone through it, so we don't know. But it could be terrible. Anyway, well, it will be terrible. It would be awful. It would be the worst case scenario. Of all the things I list, a hemp would be the top of the list. It would be the worst case, the hardest thing there is to survive and go through. Anyway, I don't know if I give my thumbs or whatever, you know, where I'd rate this on a 1 to 10. I'd probably rate it 8, maybe 8.5, maybe, for being realistic. I found 4 typos in here and a couple grammar errors, but that's how it works. It's fine. That's not as bad as some. This one over here, Buckshot Hemming, Bruce Hemming. I've got some of his original manuals or manuscripts, and man, let me tell you, woo dog, they're full of errors. That's fine. You still get the point across, you know. Anyway, Equipping Modern Patriots. Pretty good book. It's worth reading. It runs right in the middle of the pack of the rest of them. The hero of the story, Sean, pretty good guy. You know, fairly realistic. So, if you can't tell, I'm down here at the farm again. So, wood burner. But I got a minute. I'm working with the backhoe and I'm getting a drink of water, so I thought I'd make a quick video before I forgot what was going on with this book. Pretty good book. I recommend it. It's worth the money. So it came across on Amazon as recommended for me, if that tells you anything. So, but good book. You'll have to read the reviews on Amazon to get more specifics in the book. I'm not a guy to give out the whole story. Why would you buy the book? The guy who wrote the book. It's America. If you want to read it, you need to pay for it. I did. It didn't cost much. I don't remember what this cost. Not much. So, anyway, this is Ozark Patriot. I'm working down here at the farm. It's a beautiful day. Later.